Sure. All right.
To them before you got on, but I'm just curious,
Mhm.
what's your current sanity?
It's 60 something. I think it's like 62. Hey, you can stop. I'm letting the dogs out real quick. Well, Yuri's been well adjusted.
That makes one of the group.
Well, you two are just below 50.
That's fine.
You're in the 40s, so that's still really good, the upper 40s. Plus, there is always opportunities to improve your sanity after the missions, and you guys have done some things.
Yeah, my sanity 69, actually.
Yeah,
I'll just
my maximum is only 54, so I don't feel like I'm doing horrible at 47.
It's just every time I do a sanity roll, I end up succeeding my succeed my sanity roll, so I take minimum sanity damage, and then at the end of the op, we gain sanity back, and half the time I gain more sanity than I initially had, so I'm just building on my sanity.
That is the one thing that GM is when you have such high sanity, your character's not going to be cracking under pressure, and you're not going to have to start. You as the player aren't going to have to start role playing that descent into madness that happens in the Cthulhu mythos.
And maybe that's something we can explore with Yuri. The fact like he is so by the book and he doesn't crack. Like, why doesn't he crack? Maybe secretly he's an android, something like all of his memories have been altered.
Yeah, he's already mentally unstable, so it's just leveling him off.
By the time they get out of the mental institution at the end of season, I think that was season 5, Dr. Bachman was completely gone.
Oh yeah.
And he roleplayed that so well. A bit of a refresher. But previously, I do believe that you guys successfully took down one of these weird blue-blood creatures as it reanimated, and you guys found another way of taking them down, because they were only supposed to be taken down by, as you guys learned, ultraviolet B radiation, like direct sunlight radiation, or fire. But you guys also did a fantastic luck roll and got CO2. Depriving it of oxygen is another way to do it, because you guys did that, and I loved the initiative on it. So you guys have 3 ways of killing these creatures, if there are any more, because you guys also find out that everything other than the 2 bodies was, you guys looked at your briefing and you remembered, was put on a plane by the CDC, and there was no contact with the plane after that. It went down. And actually, operations map, Discord, Steven, you guys can see that crash site was quite far away from where you guys were. But you were also able to call it in to Agent Bradley, and Agent Bradley called in a strike team. And I believe you guys, yet again, napalmed another place.
That was Yuri, I think.
Yuri and April had a small little bonding moment outside of the medical examiners before you guys went off.
Don't be surprised about my capacity.
With the exception of a small amount, which did infuriate Yuri at the time, a small amount of active blue blood in the possession of Dr. Stubbs, everything else you told him to incinerate, and he did so. But as far as I remember, you guys just, at that point, went back to your safe house in downtown Seattle, rested, woke up, ate breakfast, and then you guys were going to split up, going to the destroyed mall. You guys found out that a young lady was shot by a high-powered rifle in the middle of a cafe. You guys were going to go check that out as well, because you guys contacted Agent Bradley, and he said, I don't know how, I don't know why, but I think these things are connected. So you were sent to go look into this private detective that was shot with a high-powered rifle.
There's only a handful of people who have high-powered rifles.
So, since I can't honestly remember where we left off, I'll say this time we're going to pick up with you guys getting into the car to go about your next day.
Right. April went on her run.
Rewatched the recording.
April went on her run, brought back donuts. Yuri and Mr. T tried to work out. Yuri successfully worked out. Mr. T pulled a muscle, and then we got all that news, and we were like, okay, well, we were heading out.
Yeah, at 12:30 p.m., a young lady by the name of Evelyn Wells was shot with a high-powered rifle while eating lunch at a Qdoba. And you guys
didn't he get a call and then he didn't tell us what the call was, though?
I guess you guys kind of gleaned what I was doing because like I got
Right.
I got a call from the handler, and he told me to turn on the news, and I turned on the news while I was having the conversation, and y'all heard the news report, so you probably figured I was getting some kind of information from. I'd say context clues would say you knew who I was getting information from. Probably not what exactly to the T, but there's something going on. You guys need to investigate this.
So I think April would definitely, like, if he hasn't told us by the time we're getting into the car, I think she would ask, like, you gonna clue us in?
Only if necessary, and I'm not trying to leave you out on purpose. You need to understand where we're going. Headquarters thinks may be related. May not. I don't know. We'll go. We peek in. We look at things, and if it's not related, we continue about our business as we do.
If what's not related?
Shooting at Qdoba, and then starts the car, and then you hear the loud roar of the Russian operatic music come over the radio.
April's definitely gonna try to change that station.
I can imagine, like, since you're trying to have this conversation to get this information out of him, that music cues up and you immediately reach and turn down the volume.
Maybe just like if it's one of those punch buttons to turn it off, I'd like to do that. Like just punch it and turn it off, with my finger.
I drive, I listen to music, and I smack your hand. No!
Actually needs a roll set and a general finger.
I'm gonna say both of you go ahead.
Athletics.
Maybe like agility. Do we have one? Dexterity. We don't have agility.
Straight dexterity, yeah. Dexterity times 5.
Okay.
I was gonna say unarmed combat, but this is better.
Unarmed combat, that's hilarious.
Okay, I have a 0 and a 3. So is that just a 3 or is that a
That is
30?
easy.
Okay, over 55.
So here's the reality. And if it was any other situation, you would have succeeded. But because we're facing off you and me together, you have an extremely low number, and I just rolled an 18 under 70, which means I win.
With the rules of Delta Green, in a roll-off, a challenge roll, higher roll wins. So you guys are having this little hand fight over the radio, and he just smacks your hand as a red
Can I
mark,
try to bite him?
if you'd like. That will be an unarmed combat roll.
Okay. Gosh. Oh God. Okay.
You can attempt a dodge roll.
68 over 44.
Yeah, I'm not worried about little reporter bite.
You go into
She
bite,
tries-
and he just takes his other hand and just puts it on your forehead and gives you a
No,
look.
I lean into it. You know how if she's going to bite something and you kind of like lean into it, like she's gonna go try to bite my hand, but like I throw my hand into her mouth and like kind of force her head back, so it's like a counter.
Minus 10 points of health.
What
Counter.
is Quinn doing as this is going on in front of him? Because I assume you're sitting in the back
I'm
seat.
recording.
You're recording.
Yes, his whole little like Seto Kaiba little laptop set up in the back seat of the car, like he's trying to reroute all the stuff to his computer from all these government facilities, and he's like, the connection's spotty.
April's gonna like try to pull his hair.
We're driving down the road, but I can do it.
April's basically a child, so
I'm gonna like just buckle up as best I can.
it's very like little sister vibes.
Look, oh,
April's trying to talk, but your arm is holding me back in my seat. That's why you got your hair pulled and not a wet willy.
And gagging you at the same time with his face in your mouth.
It's like a seatbelt.
Thing real quick. Go ahead and give me a drive roll. Best start up.
Be funny if it was bad because I was fucking with you.
4 under 60.
But of course it wouldn't.
That's no
April's tiny and
What
he's
is
a
your
giant.
first location? What are you going first? Are you going to the Qdoba? Are you going to the mall? Are you
Really?
to the hospital where this woman was taken? Where are you going?
Well, we're leaving from. No, we already saw Stubbs. That was how the last one finished, I believe. We went back that next morning, went and saw Stubbs, and I think we're leaving from Stubbs to go to the next place, which would be probably the way Yuri would think is scene of crime. And
I
this is
believe you
the-
guys were trying to make me go somewhere by myself, and I was not doing it. But
Yeah,
that might
you
have been to see Stubbs.
that was to see Stubbs.
Okay.
So I think we're going to the Qdoba. We're going to the scene of crime.
You get there, it doesn't take that long to get there. It doesn't show where the Qdoba was on the map, but I would imagine that it wouldn't be too far away. So I'd say it'd probably take you guys a maximum about 30 minutes to get there from where you were. 30 minutes to an hour. You get there, no issues. You do see that section of the street itself is closed off with the yellow caution tape. You do see there are currently just a few police on the scene. They're still talking to some people who are in the area. You see that there's all of the, that there is a small grouping of people gathered around because this just happened a few hours ago. But there's only a few police officers on the scene. You do see, the big Qdoba sign. You see the window shattered. What do? As you pull up to this with your car to the caution tape. Pull over.
Mr. T, are you good here? Continue doing your intel as you will, and Shadowfox, you and I will go and look, ask questions.
Abel's just gonna like give him a fake salute.
All right, perfect. I'm glad that we see eye to eye, team. We work so well together. It is such a glorious day. And he kind of reaches back to the console because he has one of those donuts that April brought in this morning. He kind of just reaches and grabs this donut. He's been casually just slowly biting on for the past like 2-3 hours, and just kind of just takes another little bite and just smirks, happy time, and just puts it back down on his little napkin. Let's have fun.
April's just gonna look back at Mr. T and like roll her eyes, like, and then she's just gonna get out and slam the door a little harder than necessary and light a cigarette and wait for him to get out. Follow him.
You guys go up, and the first thing that happens right off the bat is you go up to the tape. An officer stops you. He's like, "This is a scene of a crime. Why are you here?"
I am Special Agent Romanov. This is my partner. We are here to look around.
Pull out your fake FBI credentials, and upon a cursory inspection, I'm not even gonna roll for it. These are Delta Green given fake badges. Only another FBI agent would probably be able to see that it was a fake. So he sees you and goes, "We weren't aware that the FBI was called into this.
No, you wouldn't.
How can I be of assistance?"
We were in area, as to say, and I got a call from my superior officers, and they say things might be connected, might not be connected, but they ask us come over, give a look, and we'll be on our way. If in the event this is related to a case that we work on, we will take up lead. But I don't want you to worry. This is not going to be how you say, me stepping on your toes. It's more or less I'm just kind of gleaning information, cooperative. But if like I mentioned, if in the event it is related to my case, I take over. Does that make sense?
No, I completely understand. I do not want to step on any federal shoes.
357. Good to know.
What case are you currently working? Does this have to do with the that mysterious death over? I think it was Mills Creek. Yeah, over in Mills Creek. We'll talk about that
Come on.
in the past few days.
Come on, Mr. 357. You should know by now. I'm not allowed to discuss the case I'm working on.
Find a connection myself. How can
Like I said,
He's
I'm not
thinking
trying
a little
I'm
over
not
your
trying-
eighth grade, bud.
I'm not trying to be rude. I'm just trying to follow protocol.
We're still questioning the witnesses.
One of the reports said that there was a high-powered weapon involved. Was the weapon procured?
No, the shooter was not detained.
Excellent. Any information about where the shooter may have shot from? Is there any shells, any kind of casings for the bullets that I might be able to look at?
Come on. And he lifts up the tape to get you guys to follow me. He motions for you all, get you guys under the tape. And sorry, I want to keep this away from pioneers, other than those that were actually on the scene, because he gestures to the people behind you that are coming up, looking, video phones out, like, "Oh my God, what happened? Oh my God, what's going on?" With everything going on in Seattle, the mall getting arson bombed, the death of Tybalt Greaves, and now there's a lot going on in the Seattle area right now. So people are automatically, as we do as humans in the 21st century, we all got our phones out. So we just come on,
Hey.
follow me.
Can I throw in that, like, I'm gonna try to, like, go through security surveillance, like, hack into that stuff, and then also, like, try to put out a signal to disable people's phones in the area from recording.
Like a wireless Faraday cage over the area or something?
Kind of, but, like, not to disable, like, our stuff, just disable specifically the civilians.
So kind of like a skeleton key type program that lets you specify like a virus you could just poof off.
Like our school shuts down all phones the second you walk in, unless you're on the school's like Wi-Fi. Can that happen?
Yeah, it's a signal blocker, but, like, mine's more of specific signal blocker to where I'm intercepting signals from civilian phones and blocking out, like,
Go
their capability to record.
Go ahead and roll computer science.
Uh,
This is right in Agent Mr. T's wheelhouse. So yeah, go ahead and roll computer science to see if you can put out like a quick jammer signal to nearby cell phones, and you could put in like a specific code line that if you put in your teammates' phone numbers, it would not scramble those specific phones.
this time I failed. 97 over 82.
Would you like to push your luck?
No, I'm gonna.
For some reason, this idea pops in your head, and you pull out your phone because you have some viruses preloaded on there that you could do it, and you start looking through your viruses real quick as you see everybody pulling out their phones. None of them are fitting the description of what you want to do. You don't have a program right off the top of your head. This is something that you could possibly write overnight after you guys get done with your investigation for the day, but at the current moment, it's not something you think you can reasonably pull off. But go ahead and put a check mark next to computer science.
And can I just, like, try to get into security surveillance surrounding?
Oh yeah, that would be no issue for you at all. You split off from the group and go directly to the Qdoba and start linking in with the surveillance system there, which will give you access to their particular, the restaurant surveillance system, and from there you could piggyback on to the surrounding area.
And, like, I want to get, like, surveillance around the area of where the suspected gunshot came from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so you go off and do that, and Officer Daniels leads you up Yuri and April forward. With your alertness, Yuri, you see Quinn with his phone and his laptop go right into the Qdoba. And
can I stop and ask the officer to lead me to the witnesses, talk to them while he checks out the location?
Yeah, no problem. He goes, Officer Arita she's right over there, and he points to this darker complexion young lady, police uniform. He goes, just go over there. She's talking to one of the witnesses right now. And you veer off and go that direction as Officer Daniels continues over to, and you already see somebody as put down the proper markers, and they're taking pictures. You do see that there are shell casings, and it looks like they were fired from about. It's like somebody was sitting in a car, pulled out a rifle, and shot into this restaurant. Just with your alertness, you don't even have to roll for it. You get the context clues of the situation right there as you're walking up. The placement of the shell casings. You look over at the window. You can see the little tags, the glass shatter, a little bit of the damage from that distance. This guy parked across the street, pulled out a rifle, fired in, and then Officer Daniels starts explaining that to you. Yeah, this is
right now. I would say Yuri's in detective mode as Officer Daniels. You can still role play it out as Officer Daniels is explaining it to him. But I'm going to tell you this: Yuri is not listening.
Yeah,
Yuri is going to be looking at the rounds because
you hear only the first few words as he goes, yeah, this is, and it starts to, as you enter the Cthulhu. I don't know if you've played Call of Cthulhu or like any of the Sherlock Holmes games or Sinking City, the Sunken City, where they're kind of based on Call of Cthulhu, the role-playing game, which this is also based on a little bit, where they kind of have like this mind palace mindscape that investigators can go into and like recreate scenes in their head is the best way for me to describe it. That's what you go into. You go into your own personal mind palace of investigation mode.
Like that's definitely what he's doing, and he's kind of so like he's in his mind palace, and his mind palace if is like it's like a campsite, like out in the middle of nowhere. He has like his little table, like as if he was like on an up, and like he has like a little cork board that he has there, and like he has his table with all the items and stuff, and like as he's picking up the bullet casings in real life, he's picking them up in his mind palace, and he's holding them and he's looking at them very thoroughly because there's one thing that Yuri understands: it is munition. Because his job is destroying and eliminating
And
negative threats.
roll either firearms or military science to see if you can just from a cursory glance as you're like kneeling down, looking, stroking your beard, to see if you could on cursory glance identify the caliber and what kind of specific rifle he was using, because I think you would want to know that.
I'm glad you said firearms or military science, because military science I would have failed, but firearms I failed by 1. And it is 59, or sorry, it's not. I succeeded by 1. It is 59 under 60.
Yeah, that's no problem. Let me what would use.
It'd be an AMR round versus like a standard sniper round. Like it'd be one of the rounds that I use in my gun.
It's a similar round, but not as it pack as much punch as the rounds that you use in your rifle. The comparison is your rifle, whatever this guy used, sniper rifle is the best way for me to put it.
Okay.
This guy was definitely using a military weapon.
I want to write this down in my notes. Definite military weapon. And then I guess he's going to start going through the thought processes of, okay, so if the round is a sniper rifle round, what does this mean about this information? Like, what context clues can I glean from this individual? Like, standard civilians. Well, this is the United States, but would civilians have access to this kind of weaponry? Does this mean that this guy is former military? Does this guy mean that this guy is, part of the program? Like, he's starting just by looking at this one casing, he's starting to put up these questions on his mind palace corkboard, like who is the shooter?
Give me a human to try and like get that information. I'll say human, maybe generic science, or craft skills. Do you have?
I don't have any craft skills.
No craft skills.
So human, I have 30.
Maybe
what
military
was the other one you
science
mentioned?
if you want to try rolling that.
Yeah, let's see. It wouldn't hurt. That's an 87. So either way I fail, human or military science. I'm gonna say military science because it's more what I'm more of what I'm familiar with. So I'm gonna put a mark there that I've failed.
Would you like to push your luck to try and get this? I'll say
not even close.
If okay, I was gonna say if you don't, you're frazzled by so much information overload because this isn't the type of mission that you're used to. Because you're usually sent, here's entity, we know entities here, go take care of her. Instead, you're sent into investigation mode.
So this is, as we just said, this is a standard AMR round, and not necessarily my AMR rounds. My AMR rounds powerful because of entity disposal, but this is a very, very high-powered sniper rifle, and I can't figure out if this is a civilian or military or how this person has capabilities to have such a powerful round readily available to. And I think that's where he would glean, even with that 87. It's just like he's questioning himself. It's like, who is this guy? Is this guy military? Is this guy part of the program? Is this guy a civilian? And that's literally like in his mind palace, putting up index cards in his mind palace, military mark, the program, question mark, civilian, question mark. And I guess that's while he's doing that, you could probably swipe over to April.
That's perfectly fine. Does April or Quinn want to go first?
I can go first.
All right, you walk up to Officer Orita, as this is the name you were given, and I'll say this witness is a kind of a lanky, tall man, kind of that prep boy haircut, like bleach blonde, and he's just like, it was crazy. I am just sitting there trying to enjoy my morning, and everywhere I'm on the ground screaming, I look up, and it was crazy. It was crazy. Like, I swear to you, I saw this woman was firing back at this guy that shot her. She She got back up and bang, 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 bang. That's what you're hearing as you're walking up to these two.
And the two is the guy and then an officer?
Yeah, there are a few more behind him, and they're kind of nodding in agreement that they kind of saw that too as you're walking up.
And who did we tell the first officer we were?
FBI.
Okay.
Because CDC
So I'm
would
just
have
gonna...
really no reason of being here at this
Yeah,
particular.
Okay.
you would still have your CDC credentials, but I just mentioned we're FBI. You're my partner, and I showed them my information. As long as
As
you
long as you
probably
have
don't
your
step
badge,
out
that's
of
all you
turn.
need. Because at a cursory glance, all they're going to see is FBI. You're going to see your ID, and they're going to be like, okay, yeah, you can question everybody.
Okay. So I think April's gonna stroll up like super casual though. Like she's like, almost friendly with them already. And just like flip her badge up, Harper Hoover, and flip her badge down. And be like, so what are we talking about? How many shots were fired? Did you see anything? Like, what's going on?
Officer
But, like-
Rita turns to look at you. She sees the badge, and she goes, from what I've been gathered,
From what I've gathered, this lady was sitting there, sipping on her coffee, and someone across the street used a high-powered rifle, and from what you all have said, and she points toward them, if she hadn't been down to pick up her phone, that would have gone through her head, and she would not be on her way to the hospital right now. She'd be on her way to the morgue.
And from what you get from the information that the officer is giving you, is Wells took cover, shouted for everyone around to get cover, and then fired through the window of a restaurant at a car parked across the street, which several witness reports, muzzle flashes being seen. No one actually saw a shooter and couldn't give you any other descriptions. Didn't give her any other descriptions other than it was a basic gray sedan, but there was serious damage represented gleaming by the rifle rounds, and it was clearly centered on her. She would surely have been dead, but she did take a huge high-powered shot to her upper left arm, and 3 other people were accidentally shot and sent to the hospital as well. But you gleam the rifle fired 4 times and then drove off.
No one died?
No.
And the woman who was taken to the hospital, she was for sure the victim? I mean, she was for sure the target.
She was shot full mass, while the other ones were, you could tell that the shooter was firing back because she started firing back.
Okay, so April wants to go. April wants to actually hop in a taxi, and she wants to rush over to the hospital to get there to that girl, just in case she's a witness. I don't want anything happen. Like, you know what I mean? She has information that we need. I'll message the guys that told him that. But first I want to see if that girl can, like, the officer can give me, like, any more details, but, like, on, like, quickly. Like, is there anything else, like, I need to know ASAP? Like, anything else that you've gleaned?
From the witness reports and from what we've gleaned from the crime scene is what she starts going into. If Miss Wells had not dropped her phone and picked it up at that exact moment, her head would have been in the crosshairs. She's a very lucky woman, and everybody else here is very lucky because they just got like she starts telling you of the injuries. There was 2 people shot in the leg and one person who lost their hand because of just how powerful the rounds were. They lost a few fingers, but just based on the ballistic shots, if she had not bent down at that moment, she was for sure. In my opinion, she was the target. That is what Officer Arita says to you.
Okay. Do we have, like, fake, like, business cards with our numbers so, like, I can give it to her? Like, if she has any more pertinent information?
I don't see why you wouldn't. I can see why they would give you a small amount of fake business cards to go with the credentials. I don't see why Delta Green wouldn't. For a
Okay,
mission
so
like
April's
this.
gonna, like,
So,
kind
yeah.
of flip it over her finger, like they do, and say, if there's anything else, let me know, and kind of give them a wink, and then she's gonna send the boys a text, and she's gonna try to hail a taxi or an Uber over to the hospital.
Okay. And with that, we're going to swipe over to Quinn. You go inside the Qdoba, and you just see the damage. You see bullet holes. You see food and drink all over the ground, rubble. You can see blood spots. You can see the little tiny yellow numbered things all over the ground. You can see a forensic person in there currently lining up shots with string, kind of like a Dexter on Dexter, you know. You can see all those line paths as they're doing it, and you just walk straight past them and head toward the manager's office where you know that there's a computer that you could link up to. You just flip up your badge. You don't even bother, if you don't want to, you don't even have to use your FBI credentials because you have NSA credentials.
I'm not even gonna show my credentials at first unless somebody stops me.
Yeah.
I just keep walking. Ignore everybody. It's like I'm supposed to be there.
Well, you wouldn't be behind the tape if you weren't supposed to be there. So you walk in, no problem. You find it, the office, barely any issues. You sit down.
You plug in and
Go ahead and what specifically are you looking at first?
I'm gonna try to get the surveillance footage of inside wherever the lady was at to see if I can get like facial image of her.
You pull up their surveillance footage and because of the news report you guys saw, you know that it happened at 12:30. You type in 12:30, pulls it up, and you see her sitting there eating her food, takes a drink, and just like the witnesses and the officers told Agent Shadowfox, you see her drop her phone, bend down, and right at that point you see her body kind of shock a little bit and slump as glass shatters inward, and you can see blood coming off of her. She gets up, pulls a handgun, swipes the table down, and starts firing out the window. 4 shots, 5 shots, 6 shots. She empties her magazine, and you can see that she's also shouting at the same time because there's no audio. I'll say there's no audio for this. You can see she's looking around and mouthing the words, "Down, get down, everybody get down." Boom, boom. You attach your laptop, put in your software. Go ahead and you said facial recognition on her?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to get facial recognition on her and then try to get the outside footage to get the other person.
Okay, go ahead and roll computer science for her face first. There'll be 2 separate rolls.
Okay. Alright, I got a 2 and a 90. So 92 over 82.
Unfortunately, this angle only gets like half, of half of her face, but you can tell considering she was the one that was first shot. She goes down. You can see the rest of the footage. You see the other people get shot, but you see that she was the first one that got shot. She starts looking around, mouthing something, but you're guessing they haven't updated their computer system since this Qdoba opened. So these security cameras are shit.
Yeah.
Your knuckles and you switch over neighboring areas. Go ahead and give me a computer science roll to get the other cameras to see if you could kind of try and do the same thing with his face with CCTV.
28.
Oh yeah, you are a master hacker. You're used to doing stuff like this. It's your job to do stuff like this. Within seconds, you have hacked into the CCTV. You look outside and you see as this gray sedan pulls up. It's about 2 minutes, Dennis, as the window goes down. You see the barrel of this rifle go out the window. You see the muzzle flash, and then 4 more in succession, and then the car drives off. As you do see, as that's happening, his windows start getting shattered. Go ahead and roll for the facial software for him, for the shooter.
I rolled 80 and a 0. 90.
That's a 90. Fortunately, there
Okay.
wasn't enough of his face showing in any of the footage you see to get a good gleam on his face, unless you would like to push your luck. And if you fail this roll, you are immediately kicked out, and the city is aware that you have hacked them, and they have your devices. I think the MAC address is unique for
Each device, yeah.
right? Yeah, they have your MAC
Yeah.
address if you fail that roll, if you choose to push your luck.
I'm not gonna push my luck, but can I record the videos and then try to decrypt them, like run algorithm later?
With your computer science skill, that's no problem. You can just copy the files, no issue, onto your. I would
And
assume
I just wanted to
that
try to like make the files better, like
that Quinn would have at least 2 terabytes of space on his laptop so he could store stuff like this. And you being in the NSA, you have access to that little bit of extra government technology that you're it's not supposed to exist except in televisions and movies where you can scrub up some crappy 320p footage and turn it into 1080p and then see somebody's face. You absolutely have that, because why wouldn't you? So yeah, you copy those files onto your laptop, no problem, because of your skill.
And then I do kind of try to update the image to see if I can get a better picture, at least of the woman, and then maybe if I can get an image down the road of the car to see if I can get the guy's face somehow, and then try to do the same thing with the image, make it better to where you get an image of his face.
If you're gonna go ahead and do
Like,
that,
like,
go ahead and do another roll for me.
like the cameras at that place obviously weren't very good, but I'm wondering if I can get like a street cam down the road, or like try to
You're
figure out where.
you are in the CCTV system, so if you follow it, you could follow it just like in like me and Caitlin are currently watching.
Yes, I just rolled a
they go in to
22.
follow those taxis and whatever. Absolutely. What'd you roll?
22.
That is an extreme success. You find the perfect camera that catches this guy pull off his hood, because he was wearing a hood as he drives off and there's no windshield. There's no windshield on this car anymore because he's had to punch it out because of, you see the car driving, this is how you identify it, the gray sedan, and you can see he punches out the windshield because there's bullet holes because of what Miss Wells did, and you now see, you get a good view of his face.
Yeah.
So you copy that
No,
footage
well-
on, and for you to do a facial recognition on him later.
Yeah.
And camera goes onto Quinn's face, and he can see him start creeping on a smile as he's in the zone. And we swipe back over to Yuri. And I'll say at this moment, both of you get a message from April. Hey, I'm going to the hospital to see the victim. Call me if you need.
Pull myself out of my own little trance, and like, and then I kind of look at her and I just kind of hold up my hand, like, hold on just a minute, like, can go, just hold on just a minute.
Roll awareness. Quinn, are you staying in there as you get that text, or are you disconnecting and going out?
I'm gonna disconnect. So I think I got what I needed. Video of reaction, and then the guy's face, her face. It kind of, I got a depixeled image. I could scrub the image a little bit, make it a little better.
Mm-hmm.
And
If that's all
and
you
then
wanted,
trap
yeah, you
that
got everything you
vehicle.
needed.
I just want to trap that vehicle through the city to the last known location.
Yeah, you got enough from what you got that even if you wanted to later go back from the safe house and get other footage, you have enough that you would be able to trace it through the other.
I'm gonna let
get.
I'm gonna let Yuri and April. Yeah, I want like that information, and I want to let Yuri and April know what I got.
So do I need to roll? Did you say I needed to roll awareness to see if
You
I
need
notice?
to roll alertness to see if you see him
Okay.
giving you a hand signal, because you're already headed out. That you've made that decision. So
Okay,
go ahead and roll alertness.
What is it when you get a 0 and a number? So I get a 90 and a 0. What's that? Is that 100?
90 and a 0?
Is that 9?
If you got a 90 and a
Yeah.
0, that is a 100.
Okay. I was like, is that a fail?
That is a critical fail. That is the worst you could You are in the zone. All you see.
And you walked into a telephone pole.
Listen, I'm
see a
worried about
taxi-
this
you see
woman
the
because she's
taxi you
obviously a
want.
target.
That is all you see. You see the taxi, you hold up your hand, and all you say is, FBI, hold the taxi. You scream that. Everybody around you looks in your direction as this taxi stops on the other side of the tape. The taxi stops, but you're beelining there.
I'm worried, okay?
Right as Quinn is coming out, you hear, FBI. Is there a problem?
And my partner is jumping off of, the wagon. It seems that she has gotten some information. It looks like she's going to hospital. Is there anything else that I need to know before I leave here? Obviously, she's probably gleaned some information about the shooter. I'm seeing how many. I'm standing over the casing, so I can see how many rounds are got him. You mentioned that a couple people, like the main target, she got missed, and then there were a couple other people who got like shot in the leg. So I'm probably seeing like maybe like 5 or 6 casings. Is that accurate? Okay. The only other thing that he can think of is they were focused more on the CCTV footage of like the actual shooting. Like one of the things he might say to Mr. T when he gets back is, "Hey, let's look at CCTV footage from like traffic cams." like, let's see where this car came from. Let's see where this car is going. We might be able to glean this information and possibly do that. And as we're and he just gives his business card to Officer Daniels and just says, "I'll be in contact." And they proceed to follow April, I guess, to the hospital. Well, April might, unless Mr. T gives me some information when I get into the car and he's like, "Oh, hey, we got a situation with blah blah blah. She'll be fine in the hospital. Let's go run over to the mall or something."
Well, I'm gonna let him know that I tracked the vehicle.
Oh yeah, if we're tracking, if like his whole thing with the Mind Palace is who is the shooter, because the kind of weaponry that the shooter has access to does not need to be out into the public. Like, he is a master of these weapons for a reason, and he firmly believes that this should not be in the hands of other people. So he's gonna do track
I would
down
have
this
got
shooter.
I got the guy's face, right? And then would I have been able to like get the type of weapon, like a good image of the weapon to show Yuri also? Since I got the video
Yeah.
footage, or do I need to roll for that too?
No, you with your extreme success while going through the CCT footage, you easily find that information.
Okay, so like the first time I get to Yuri, I'm gonna tell him about like I tracked the vehicle and then show the guy's face and the weapon. Like, hey, I give all the information I got to Yuri. That way he knows what's going on. What I got as April took off and tell her.
Well, at this point, it probably would be good to split up the party, unless goes against my better judgment. We always should try to stick together, but if April is in hospital, she'll be surrounded by other people. She will be safe. You and I, we need to probably spearhead the shooter and eliminate the target if necessary. And then he looks at you very, very intently. Are you capable of pulling the trigger on a real
Yeah.
human being?
Well,
I'm
gonna pull the
Okay.
trigger.
I don't want any hiccups, Mr. T. We are. This is a scary situation, and I'm honestly kind of worried.
Let's do it.
All right,
That's our
cranks
plan.
on the car, and yes, they're on the way to where they need to go.
While we're in the car, is it possible to wherever the vehicle is last located? Can I keep like footage going to where like see if that guy left that place?
Who left where?
The shooter, the guy that I tracked in the car, like his last location. I want to make sure like he's still there. So like, can I like run an algorithm or something through the video footage to see? Because I tracked him to a building or something, right?
You can.
I
That
was
could
wondering if I
easily be
can.
done, especially with the role that you got earlier. You can easily track him to his final. I will say at this current moment, yeah, he has not left his location. If you follow him all the way there,
Yeah, if we're going after that guy, I was gonna track him to the location, and then make sure that he didn't leave the location from the time of the shooting. So like, we're going there, and then he's still gonna be there.
check one thing real quick. I'm pretty sure he is.
I don't know if I can glean that from CCTV or whatever I've been able to hack into.
Yeah, at the current moment, he has not left his location.
And then I'd also like to see if I can hack into the hospital cameras and just keep an eye on that. If anything goes down, we could be alerted.
That would be something I'd say that you would have to do when you get to the hospital, if you're going to the hospital.
Okay.
We're going after the shooter. He's tracked the shooter, and the way that Yuri would see the situation, this is an active shooter situation. We need to neutralize the threat, and the threat happens to be a human now. So he's taking this very seriously, like military ops. Like, okay, like we may be about to take out a civilian or a, what do you call it, a
Hope.
infected by an eldritch entity. Like, he doesn't know what situation we're walking in.
Yeah.
This reason he's also kind of giving him this pep talk and kind of being serious about him, being like, hey, we're probably gonna have to kill this dude.
No, I'm down for going there. I just wanted to make sure like he didn't sneak out of some place that the cameras wouldn't cover and didn't show up at the hospital while April's by herself. I'm gonna look out for my teammate.
Have a board up. So you guys are going to go and chase down the killer, and Agent Shadow Fox is going to the medical center, correct? Okay, who wants to go first?
That's right. I think she's in process of going to medical center. I think we should follow April. I think story wise that it's good to follow that lead, especially seeing as how she did that so abruptly with a 100 roll.
That is no issue.
I just want to send
April's
her.
gonna have the taxi drop her off down the road, so she's like just a bit. She wants to have a cigarette on before she enters the hospital. So, and you can't smoke near. So, just a little bit down, like at like the entrance, not at the like entrance.
And me trying to be prepared, I want to send a text to April telling her that we're going after the shooter, the gunman in the car.
I'm glad he's doing it because Yuri's too pissed off at her to communicate.
I would assume that you would do it in the Delta Green app, correct? So that your handler would also be getting this information.
Yeah.
So yeah, you get this information and you're like, well, that's good. They know they have a way to the shooter and your comrades are going after them.
Ooh, and can I send an image of the guy through the app to April? That way she knows what the guy looks like, just in case she runs into him.
Yeah, that's no problem. Hold on. I can actually let me get his picture and I'll put it on the board.
Just trying to be thoughtful here.
Just had to make sure it's the right person. So there's multiple people mentioned in this. This is the guy you see. I have to give you guys his name, so you now have his name as well, because I know you're going to end up getting that later. But that's the face that you see. You guys look at the board.
Wait for it to show up on the Twitch feed because there's a little bit of lag.
Yes. I don't know why, but I have to physically click back onto Discord for it to pop up on Discord because I'm actually, so my mouse doesn't, my mouse movements and me dragging things onto it don't show up for you guys. I'm having to do it physically on Roll20, but I'm having to click on the Discord for it actually to drop stuff, and I don't know why. But yeah, you guys see this bearded white man. You don't know his name yet is Earl Daniels, but this is the face that you see in the CCTV that gets sent over to April, and you simply get the message, watch out for this man.
I guess he would probably post that photo in the chat and be like, just keep your eyes out. We're looking for him. We're going the way that the stuff did, but he may show up at the hospital. You don't know what he looks like. May not be paying attention with your 100 critical fail, but
would you pay attention to your phone on the taxi ride there so you would get that information? That's up to you.
Can I let the roll see?
Yeah, you could always use the dice. I'm never gonna say don't roll your dice.
42 over 47 on alertness.
You definitely see that. Now you have a face to look out for. The question is does Agent Shadowfox carry a firearm on her? Right?
I wrote down because I always write down my supplies so it's more realistic or whatever, but I just wrote down that I just have my dagger because of I don't have any special equipment to like hide a gun on a flight.
Okay. I'm specifically looking to see if there's any more information that can be found at the hospital. Hospitals, which you guys already took care of the flight, so that's a complete section. I don't ever have.
I think April, the whole reason April thought it was a idea is just like instinctually as far as like worry protection or whatever, because like to her, now this person's super vulnerable and maybe the guy comes after her again and maybe she can get some information about what he wants and what happened, and see if it's connected.
This is the building that you are now standing outside of. If you're looking at the at Roll20, there's a huge, you see the Swedish Medical Center, this massive hospital. It actually does kind of like that. It looks like a hospital. I can't actually see that building being anything other than a hospital. So you get there, you go inside, you go ahead and let's do a roll. Let's do a roll for talking to the nursing staff because patient files are confidential. They might not be able to even get you up there to talk to her. Let's
Okay. Am I doing persuade or?
We could do persuade, yeah, or human. I'll leave it up to
Do
you.
you have a
Persuade is
preference?
fine.
Okay.
Because you're trying to get information on the woman that was shot and trying to see if you could speak to her and all that. So yeah, persuade is fine.
46 over 71.
Yeah, you have no issue getting in there. You get instantly taken to her floor and talk to the nurse in charge of her, who is a male nurse. Let's go with Nurse Scott. Just a brunette, kind of pudgy, rounded features, ponytail, Scrubs like Scrubs, the TV show, that blue, that like baby blue Scrubs. Well, to tell you the truth, I don't think Miss Wells is going to be able to tell you much else because we've had to put her in a medically induced coma. because of the extent of the rifle round she took. She is a lucky that is the only injury she got. She is gravely wounded, and we're gonna have her moved to surgery in a few minutes, and she's gonna be there for a few hours. But we currently have her in a medically induced coma. The other unfortunate victims of this tragedy have also been given the same treatment as well for anesthetic medicine to just take the edge off. We gave them some propofol to take the edge off, some lidocaine to numb the pain. So they can't really feel anything. They're not really that coherent. You can attempt to talk to them, but Miss Wells was gravely injured, and we had to put her in a medically induced coma, unfortunately.
Did she say anything? Any words? Any little detail?
From what the EMS told us when they dropped her off, she had lost too much blood, and had drifted off by the time we got to her.
What belongings did she have on her?
Question. She was carrying a pistol, as well as her identifying markers as a private detective. She had some business cards where she worked at wow, and you see the nurse staring at the card. She's Evelyn Wells of Dighton, Belton and Wells. Huh. I didn't know that. She is just having a run of bad luck. Her office was just destroyed by some arsonists at the mall.
Her office was at the mall?
That is what you were just informed, is that the mall that was destroyed had her office in it. And she was one of the lead detectives of Dinot, D-I-N-O-T, Belton, and Wells Detective Agency, along with her driver's license, some Altoids, just basic stuff that would be in a woman's a woman's purse, on top of a light pistol. I'd say something like it gives some examples in the agent's handbook. I'd say it's a 22 LR, a light pistol.
Have you reached out to her emergency contact?
We have reached out to Mr. Belton, and he said that he would be in touch. He is currently not in the city at the moment, but he would be on his way back and sending some people to look after her as well, from what he told us.
I'm going to need his number. I'm also going to need to know, did the police pick up her firearm?
No, we have it in her with her possessions here at the nurse's
I'm going to
station.
need all of her possessions, and I'm going to need that phone number. And I'm going to be sitting with her and for a while. And when she goes to surgery, I'll be stationed out front.
Go ahead and roll persuade to see if you could get her possessions, because I don't
28 over 71.
Yeah, no problem. Working at a hospital, I can't even really see myself. I can't see the nurses giving an officer their possessions unless the officers were already in their possession. So yeah, you're able, and you're just like, of course, you're a federal agent. That's no problem. Here is everything. I will just mark it down in her chart that you took possession. Can I get your name real quick? You said it was Agent Honer, right?
My name's Harper Harver.
She writes it down in the chart that you took possession of her possessions, and she leads you where did you want her to take you? To the room?
To the room.
Yeah, she takes you to Miss Wells' room, and you see that she is currently hooked up here. Beep, of the EKG. You see she's got an oxygen mask hooked up to the wall, everything. She's got a drip, and you can see without you don't even have to roll for it. You can see that connected to one of the IVs, you do see like a milky white substance in a vial connected to one of them, and you assume that's the anesthetic, because you do see the regular IV bag, then you just see this one mysterious like milky white thing. And I'll tell you, considering I see it every day, propofol is like a very milky white substance, and that's what one of the main anesthetics that they use to put people to sleep. You see that milky white, it's just constant drip as you go here, and here's that number you asked for as well.
Thank you, Nurse Scott. Please let me know if you have any updates.
Of course. If you need anything while you're here, go ahead, and she points out the button
I'd love a
to the
cup of
nurse's
coffee.
station. Yeah, that's no issue. I can bring you one from the break room.
Thank you. You are so awesome. And then I want to check to see if the gun if there's bullets. Like if I could shoot it if I needed.
You unload the magazine, and you can see that she emptied her magazine at the shooter.
And there's no spare bullets in her purse.
Not in her purse, no.
Okay. So April's going to kind of sigh and just, maybe stick it in her pocket anyways, thinking at least it's another, physical weapon, or she could fake somebody out for a second if she had to. And then I'm just going to sit and I'm going to text the information over to the guys about the detective agency.
Are you calling Belton yet, or are you just texting them?
I'm just texting them that.
Okay. And you send that information over to your cohorts, and we swipe over. And meanwhile, back on the ranch, what are you two doing as you guys make your drive roll? Go ahead, make the drive roll.
52 under 60.
Yeah, no issue. You guys, with the help of the extreme success of his computer science roll, you guys are able to follow the CCTV and get to, I'll say just like you see in TV, it's some decrepit warehouse building in the middle of nowhere. You guys pull up, you see the car, you see the license plate number that you were able to track, gray sedan. You're surprised that it's just sitting there. Bullet holes, no windshield, one mirror gone, or you pull up the car right behind this car. Or a few cars back, maybe across the street. Plan.
Mr. T, that he definitely needs to have his gun ready as well.
Locked and loaded.
And after that, I guess the goal is just kind of slowly approach the car.
From the
We're gonna
CCTV,
run
as
it.
you guys were getting there, you guys do know he exited the car and he did go into a building, and it looks kind of like a storage garage of some sort. I'll actually say yeah. Actually, yeah, no, the car wouldn't be parked on the street. I can't see a reason why he would do that. You guys do find like a storage garage, and as you guys watch the CCTV, you do see him pull this car into this storage garage, and you guys park like I'd say a block away from the storage garage, and you guys can see it from your car, but you don't see the car because that wouldn't make any sense. But yeah, you guys pull out your guns. What's the plan?
Secure the shooter. Lethal force is authorized, but obviously we want to question this guy and find out why he did what he did. And if he starts going on some like chaotic ramblings, we need to get the chaotic rambling, then limit exposure. This guy has some weaponry that is very concerning to your because he uses stuff like this every day job.
Absolutely.
And the fact that it's in the hands of somebody that could be a civilian or whatever, we need to get this guy taken care of.
Yeah, that is no issue at all. But so just give me the plan one more time.
So we're just I guess we're kind of like like solid sneaking it in, like stealthy, like we're trying to secure the target, lethal
In that
force
case,
if
for a
necessary.
group roll, I do believe it's the person with the worst skill. So which of you has the lowest stealth score is going to roll this?
I'm in 50% stealth.
30.
30. So Quinn, go ahead and roll stealth for me.
Yeah. I got an 81 over 30. I'm a fucking walking siren.
I was going to say, didn't you like trip walking and hurt yourself?
That is exactly what happens. As you guys,
Listen, it was rainy.
you get out of the car, Yuri gets his sidearm, you pull out your sidearm, and you're going around the car to get on the curb right next to him to stand next to him, but you're not looking where you're going. You're checking your magazine, and you trip face plant right onto the sidewalk. A few pedestrians with Yuri's alertness are now aware and looking at you as they're walking around.
I don't imagine Yuri loves that.
My face.
No, limited exposure.
So you see,
Yeah, Suka, get up. We need to go.
Hey, can of corn, I'll be fine. Can of corn.
Just like the way he's looking at Quinn right now, it's kind of like, how did you even pass basic training? Like, come on.
It's just not my time. It's been a minute. Not in my prime anymore.
you've been sitting behind a
Obviously.
desk too long.
Didn't even work out without pulling a muscle. Fucking think I can walk straight.
Obviously. All right.
Yuri's going to
you're
put
on
you
my-
on a training you routine.
Absolutely. He's gonna be spec ops by the end of his mission.
What are you doing now?
Are we
Yeah,
we're
we're
gonna try to
going.
split up, one front, one back, or just go straight to the front door, straight to the back door?
Just surveil the scene, basically? That's what you're doing right now?
Yeah, more or less.
Okay. So I'll
Because
say
I want to.
you
Because obviously
actually
they're.
roll alertness. Quinn, what would you be doing? So you guys can't stealth up to it now, but you can use your alertness, Yuri, to kind of check the perimeter.
Okay. That's a 10. 3 zeros.
You don't know at this current moment if there's a back door because you guys are walking down, you pick him up, you put your sidearm away, you make him put his sidearm away, and you just start walking. You walk toward it, you look, and there's barely enough room for a crack in between each of these buildings. but you do see like a car garage door and then a regular door. And it does have like instead of like a glass storm door, like a metal storm door, like the kind of like the back door I had in my old house, that really hardy steel door on the outside of it, but it's a double door and it's got a couple locks on it. You notice that. You notice the scent in the air. You guys walk by it, or you walk by it. You can smell the gasoline from the car inside. You can kind of just faintly, ever so faintly, just on the tip of it, smell that metallic odor of blood as someone inside has been shot, or there's blood somewhere. You get the smell of feces from the decrepit streets, of all the rodents and bugs in the sewers, and just sewer smells coming up. But you can't really tell if there's a back door.
Let me try to check the front door and pick the lock if I need to.
That's probably a good idea.
I'm gonna try to check the door for traps, any kind of tripwire.
I
or
didn't
anything
know
like
we
that.
switched over to Dungeons and Dragons, checking doors for traps. Let's go. The
Well,
boss
fuck.
is finally here. The door.
The door.
You don't do that in this game or what?
I'm surprised.
The door.
Yeah, go ahead and roll lock picking. So I do believe you have that as a craft skill, right?
Yeah, I got locksmith. Oh, I'm gonna fucking quit this game. 2 over 60.
52
push your
over
luck.
60?
Huh?
52?
Wait, did you say 62?
62.
I would say push your luck. That's my opinion.
You can push your luck. And if you fail, I'll say
Yeah,
If you fail,
you break your lock picks. I'll go easy on you. I won't make them alerted to your presence unless it's a critical failure. If it's a critical failure on the roll, the person or peoples inside the building are aware that you guys are trying to pick the lock.
I'm gonna push my luck and spit on the lock picks and maybe lube them up a little bit. Hopefully that'll help.
he looks at you as you spit on him, and he's like, "What is wrong with this guy?"
A lot of things.
He's giving it all Haktua, and he's like,
I rolled a 68.
That is not a critical failure. So you just break your lock picks. Not the big of a deal. You can go buy a new lockpick set later. But now this lock is unpickable because your lockpick is broken in.
Yuri's gonna be like, "Let me show you how to do this," and he pulls out a knife because let's face it, Yuri's Russian. He always has a knife on. He sticks it and he jams it into the lock and breaks it.
Go ahead and
So I
roll
get-
strength. Go ahead and roll strength for me. Strength times 5. I think that would be appropriate for this.
I think I succeed at. That is an 83 under 90.
Yeah.
Yuri's very strong, man.
You don't really put it in the lock. What you do instead is you kind of wedge it in between the door and the wall. And you have a good like Damascus carbon steel high grade knife. This is high quality steel. This isn't going to snap from you bending a door. You put it in there and you wench the doorway just enough that you can hear when it clicks away, and you feel this storm door come away as you open up the first door. 1 of 2 down.
Gonna spit on it for you.
I would prefer you not to spit on my very expensive knife. Thank you. Have a good day. Keep your gun trained. You don't know where this guy is.
I don't think it's gonna matter much. I'm willing to do. I think this is my end of my character.
Yeah.
Are you guys
Now that
talking at
the-
full volume while you guys are trying to
Yeah.
open this door?
Well, no. Yuri has Yuri is professional at all times. He would mutter under his breath, or he'd whisper, or he would use some kind of like code signals. He already knows that people are watching him because of Mr. Lands on his face, and he would make sure that people aren't going to be like, "Oh, what are they doing?" But also, they look like federal agents, so
Yep. I was about to say, are you guys dressed in street clothes, or are you guys dressed in, that suit and tie, going to the office,
no,
federal agent?
he's looking like an FBI agent.
That's how I always dress, anyways.
So you guys got 1 door down. What's the plan with the second door? You guys gonna try and pick that one as well, or what was that?
I would think that he wouldn't pick the second door because dude just busted his lockpick set. He's not gonna be like, okay, go, but he didn't have no lockpick, so he's just gonna go in and just do the same exact thing. He's on knife it.
Okay. Go ahead and roll strength times 5 for this door, while I roll to see if the
44 under 90.
As you do the same thing, you stick your knife in and you wrench it down and the door swings open. And with your alertness, Yuri, we'll end the episode with this. As the door swings open, you see not one, but 3 people pointing guns right at you guys. You see the shooter, you see this man, and you see this woman, all pointing guns. 2 dudes and a woman pointing guns at you guys as we end off there tonight. And we will pick up next time with a gun, because I think that is a very appropriate place to end off.
Well, just me and you're against 3.
What's going
Sorry
through your
about
minds right
that.
now? What's going through your minds right now? I know you guys weren't expecting 3
fuck.
people.
There must be some confusion. You're gonna need a lot more people to take down Yuri Petrova.
Maybe. You don't know much about these 3 people.
Did they answer me back anything in the text when I texted them about the thing?
Did you
about the
guys?
detective?
Yuri was not looking at chat. Yuri is just like how April was goal oriented. Yuri's goal oriented. So Yuri is.
We
not
were in
focused on chat.
combat
Yuri's-
mode.
Right. I didn't know if you would have seen it on the way. Like time-wise line, I don't know when you guys would have got it. And so I don't know if you guys have gotten it yet. Like, would I?
I'll
You
say
know?
they
We
got it.
split-
They just probably didn't look at their phones yet,
Okay.
because they were
So
in mission
on
mode.
my
just like
end,
we were.
would the chat show up that they still hadn't read it? Like, would I be able to see if I checked back later that it was still on red? Like, if something was up, just to help me.
Unless they say right now that they have their read receipts turned off, it'll show you when they see it.
Okay.
I think the Delta Green app would automatically have the read receipts on.
Yeah, just
As
like most things
professionals
with smartphones and apps, I imagine read receipts would automatically be turned on, and you would have to go into the settings to turn them off.
I would think that the Delta app would automatically like not let you take it off as like a professional thing to where they can tell if you read it or not.
Yeah, that also makes sense. That makes total sense. Yeah.
Okay. And then the last question I have is just how long from the time that I sent the text has it been to the point where they open the door and those 3 guys are have a gun on them? Just so I have a time frame.
We open the door and our phones go ding.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm just. That'd be my luck. When the
From
door
the
swings
time
open,
you
my phone
send
goes
that
ding.
message to the time, keep in mind what you guys want to do for next session, as we start off next session with a gunfight.
Well, I'll be your bulletproof vest, Yuri. We can.
Please. Let's phrase it for what it is. You're my meat bag.
Yeah, that's all I'm good for.
You're gonna go full HK-47.
Listen here, meat bag.
Treatment. I will use you as a human shield, and you will die like the meatbag you are.
With my rules, that's all I'm literally good for. I might like pop a toe off or something. My rules are gonna be all over the place.
Yeah, I am gonna go ahead and get off so I can get me something to eat and watch another episode of The
Same.
Blacklist with Caitlin, because we started watching the Blacklist on Netflix, and if you haven't watched it, watch
It's
The
good.
Blacklist.
Yes, it is.
Is that with
Red.
Yeah, okay, yep.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna be
She's
honest,
watched
I've not
4, but
finished it.
I have,
but-
and we
a
have
good
one
while I watched
episode
it.
left on season 1. We are about to finish season 1, and I want to finish it tonight.
That's good. I haven't finished it yet. I haven't watched the last season.
I'm probably gonna have a nice stiff drink and finish watching some paranormal videos
I am
And
rewatching
do-
Psych.
and do my Korean lessons because your boy slept all day for the most part. I got up, did a little something, played a little Warzone. I'm like, woke up, took another little nap. By the time it's 7 o'clock hit around, I was like, I have to record a podcast. And then after the podcast, I have to play Delta Green now.
Yeah.
All right, everyone, have a good
Goodness,
night.
I only work. Thank goodness I go to work at 3 p.m. tomorrow.
Sitting at work, so.
Y'all enjoy your week, and hopefully we will be back here next Sunday for some more Delta Green.
Sounds good. Bye.
All right. And for those of you watching out there, thank you for tuning in. If you liked what you saw and you would like to give Delta Green a try yourself, you can get yourself a physical copy of the book on Amazon. Like always, you can find anything on Amazon. You can also go directly to ArcDream. I think it's arcdreamgames.com, and you could get a copy there. You could go to DriveThruRPG and get a PDF version of it. Is they have these really cool slipcover copies of the Agent's Guide and the Handler's Guide that you can get on Amazon right now. Go get those. I wish I had a discount code to give you guys, but I don't have one at the moment. Maybe in the future, hopefully in the future, I will have a discount code for you guys. But if you liked what you saw, tune back in next week, hopefully next Sunday, same time, around 8:30. We will see you guys then. Thank you all for coming.